Markets are unpredictable, volatile, complex, but your trading journey doesn't have to be. Hola Prime TV is now live. Every trading day, join top coaches as they break down real-time setups, key levels, live trades across Forex, futures, and crypto. From Tokyo's early momentum, to London's open surge, to New York's high volatility action. We decode every move live. Get sharp analysis, clear strategies, and insights that actually make sense. And yeah, we don't just break down charts. We crack a few smiles too. Only on Hola Prime TV. This is more than content. This is infotainment and beyond.
Hello, everybody. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Coach Paul, and this is the Hola Prime Market News Update. U.S. futures markets, specifically U.S. equities markets, continued their gains in today's trading session. The S&P 500 futures gained 0.23% on the day and are currently trading at 6,723, which is about 34 points off the all-time high. The NASDAQ and the Dow Jones futures posted gains of 0.12% and 0.05% respectively. The NASDAQ futures are currently trading at 24,837, while the Dow Jones futures sit at 46,625. As for this evening's market news, the U.S. is facing a potential government shutdown tonight at midnight if a deal is not struck to avoid a lapse in government funding. This could delay some jobs data reports coming out this week and consequently cause some turbulence in the futures markets. As for the US dollar, it showed some more weakness today amongst the futures major currency pairs. Euro USD was flat on the day, gaining about 0.04% in today's session, is currently trading at 1.179 as of this writing. CAD USD lost 0.05% and currently is trading at 0.721. This is the only pair actually on the list that lost against the dollar in today's list. The GBP USD logged a gain of 0.1% on the day and is currently trading at 1.345. The Swiss franc had a small gain of 0.16 on the day and is currently trading at 1.2671 after reaching as high as 1.2708. The New Zealand dollar gained some more ground, rising 0.29% today and currently trading at 0.5815. The Japanese yen rallied a third straight day, gaining 0.46% in the trading session and is currently trading at 147.86 yen to the US dollar. On the cryptocurrency front, cryptocurrencies are mostly red across the board today. Bitcoin is down 0.14%, currently trading at 114,015 as of this writing, while Ethereum is down 1.09% and currently trading at 4,137. We also have Litecoin up 0.43%, trading at $106.71. XRP is down 1.75%, trading at $2.84. And Solana is down 1.7%, trading at $208.60. On the commodities markets, gold futures extended their gains largely today, adding another 0.64% and making new all-time highs of 3,899.3, just slightly below that 3,900 level. Gold futures are trading at $3,889 per troy ounce as of this writing. Silver futures lost 0.6% actually today in an interesting twist and are currently trading at $46.91 per troy ounce after reaching as low as $46 per troy ounce in the trading session. Lastly, WTI crude oil futures continued their decline today with a 1.21% loss and are currently trading at $62.50 per barrel after testing key support of $62 per barrel earlier this morning. For key events, as far as economic data on the docket for tomorrow, we have ISM manufacturing PMI coming out at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and ADP non-farm employment change data releasing at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time if the government shutdown does not occur tonight. So a lot is riding on that whether the government shutdown occurs or not, and how long it is extended for, as far as how much of this jobs data we're expecting to get over the week's time. Now, without further ado, it is time for our quiet market session with both myself and Coach Tiger. So let's get to the trading. Good evening. How's everything going, Coach Tiger?
Oh, it is going all right today. All right,
Good to hear. Good to hear.
except I was not able to get any sleep today, man. I laid down, tossed and turned. It was tough. I think I got like 2 hours.
Yeah, I kind of had a similar issue last night, I will say. Not as bad as your situation, but I didn't get the best sleep last night either. So both of us are, we're working with what we got.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
it'll be good though. We'll do it. We'll get some good
Power
trades in.
through.
Yeah,
We'll power through. Power
definitely,
through. Yeah,
definitely.
I did get into a dollar Canada dollar trade this morning shortly after Forex fire stream ended. And it
Okay,
is looking pretty good, I gotta say.
nice.
It's the dollar cat is the plus 14 on my top setup score. So it dropped in beautifully to a demand zone. And I mean, it just bounced back in. If you want to flip it on over real quick, we'll take a quick look at my trade here. So I had a 4 hour
Sure.
demand with a 1 hour demand inside of it. And I mean, it hit the demand zone like a ton of bricks. So here's my 4 hour. I just moved it out of the way, focus on the 1 hour. And yeah, I mean, it dropped in and just bounced like a rubber ball. So it hit perfectly. Kind of came on
Beautiful.
and just kind of swinging on back over.
Very
Plus
nice.
740 moment. And then on my other account, my bigger account, sitting at plus 2,050 right now. So looking
Heck
good.
yeah.
Making up for making up for some of these recent losses. It's like
That's a big day.
yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's like a 3-point shooter that misses 3, 4, 5 in a row, right? Best advice is just to keep shooting because they'll eventually start to fall, right?
For sure.
Or
And
we're
also,
going over.
you never know. You never know when you're needed for that game time buzzer shot, and that's the one that really that's the big one that matters. And that a $2,000 trade, that's a big boy right there. So good stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I should. I mean, I have a take profit a little quite high actually. If we can make another high, but gosh, I don't even remember what the take profit potentially is. I mean, I got it around the 5,800 mark, so we'll see if we can climb
Right.
that high. Canada dollar, our dollar CAD moves about 50 pips a day, so yeah, we still got Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's looking pretty
Sweet.
good right now. I mean, love the initial bounce, love the little bowl, the little curl around. So hopefully we don't form like a little head and shoulders with the head hiding down here and then just decide to drop. But either way, I've already got. I mean, it's all at break even. Everything's at slightly above break even actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot to add to it. I mean, just looking at the top setups. Yeah, like I said, it's dollar CAD. I mean, it's still at the top of the plus 14 score. So I had a choice to make between dollar Canada dollar and dollar yen because dollar yen hit around the same time, but I just liked the dollar CAD score. I mean, I liked it better. It had a little bit of a liquidity spot underneath it that I was pretty happy with it taken out. See if I can get my voice back. But yeah, we kind of had some liquidity up under here that I was assuming would be there from all the buyers in this area, putting their stop losses down here. So, I mean, it just came down nicely and whipped in beautifully, and just decided to bounce. I mean, that's the perfect looking 1 hour candle formation right there. And then we had a continuation, and yeah, RSI. I mean, the RSI is starting to make higher lows, so that's looking good on a higher time frame. But
Nice.
yeah, I ultimately picked a spot up over here, a little further to the left to see if we can't get up here and touch that. So we'll see how that looks over the next few days. I mean, even if regardless of where it ends, I'm still going to close it out Friday. I'm definitely not going to hold this one open. I haven't held a trade open over the weekend for probably 4 months. Yeah, it's been a while.
That is but for good reason. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since they dropped the bombs on the Iran nuclear sites, I'm like, no, that's it. No more for me. I'm just gonna close them all out because stuff like that sneaks up all over the weekend.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I was just kind of keeping an eye on gold as we have been a lot on quiet markets, but it's bounced into a supply zone right now, so definitely am not interested in buying this market, but if anything, maybe
I'm
see
short.
if we get a little bit of downside movement. Yeah, I was about to say you might be shorting it.
I am short right now. I'm short micro
Yep.
contracts. I'm a couple dollars per ounce in the money at the moment. Looking for a push down to 38.83 if possible here. Selling pressure's coming in pretty decently, but at any moment this can snap back up on you. So kind of a double-edged sword here. You can when you see gold go to the downside, it can go, but also you have to be super wary because we're in just such a bullish market with gold. A lot of the times the short moves are short-lived. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't want to drop right now. I mean, it did break that trend line I drew this morning, and bounced beautifully into the supply. I just wished it would have tapped that white line because that's basically where my 15-minute supply is. But I mean, yeah, anywhere in there really looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Got a little gap for a 30-minute candle there. You got an obvious gap for the 1 hour. Yeah, I was just looking more so for a little bit higher up, but looks like it wants to go ahead and roll over now. So let's see here. We
We'll
got
see.
pretty efficient market. I mean, the only gap I see in this immediate area is really kind of right here. Not much of a gap, but pretty efficient market through here.
Yeah.
And that's about the only gap I see on a measly 1 minute time frame. Is that little white guy right there. Everything else looks pretty efficient up here. So maybe we get a little bit of a move there. Maybe I might jump in with you. I don't know. We got a big volume candle coming up here.
Yep. Yeah. Immediately, this is what I was talking about, where like I was just a couple troy ounces in the money there, and then this can happen. So my stop right now is above that recent high that we made of like 38. So my stop's at 38.93. So this would have to make a new high in order to stop me out. It could do that for sure, but understanding that this was likely going to be the case for this short, where you're just going to see a bullish candle of about $3 an ounce randomly in about 15 seconds time. Had to give myself some room here. And yeah, that's really all there is to it, but would like to see the buyers fizzle out here. Although I will say there were a lot of sellers at the bottom of that candle that simply didn't get the job done. So they might be kind of puking out of their position right now. That might be part of this run up. And honestly, we might be able to, right. We might be on our way to taking out some liquidity up where my current stop is. If I'm being honest, nothing surprises me in these markets nowadays, to be quite honest. So nothing surprises me.
Yeah, if you can get a move up here, I'd definitely be happy to join, potentially. That's what I'd be looking at. That'd be that 15-minute zone. What's a 5 look like? 5 might be cutting it too narrow. Yeah, 5 probably a little too narrow for my taste. I'll stick with the 15. Yeah, I even took a couple caffeine tablets a little bit ago, try to get a little bit of energy rolling. Took cold water on my face, all that fun stuff.
You got a long night ahead of you if you're not going to take a little bit of a cat nap, after this session. No. That's for sure.
It's funny because like I can drink. I don't drink coffee, but I used to drink coffee with my brother when we'd finish working. We used to both work at Walmart distribution centers, so we'd be loading conveyor belts with freight. And back in the day, the huge 27-inch box TVs back when those were around.
Yeah.
So we used to box fans, oil, cat litter, everything you see at Walmart. And we'd finish our totes usually around midnight, and we'd go back to his house. I'd always stay there because we worked on the weekends. We worked through the week. But rather than me driving back to Kansas City area, I would just stay down there at his place he had a spare futon. But we'd always finish at midnight and go back, and he had a ping pong table. So we'd set up ping pong table between a combination of that and then the Wii bowling. We would just do that nonstop every single night, Monday through Thursday night. Tuesday through Friday night, I think is what we did. Yeah, Tuesday through Friday night.
Yeah.
And drink coffee the whole night and just play ping pong, 2-3 hours of ping pong, maybe an hour or so of the Wii bowling. But we'd be drinking coffee the whole night, clear up until the time we would go to sleep, which was usually around 5 o'clock, and just go straight to sleep and drinking coffee all night. So yeah, I could take a caffeine tablet because it's a little cleaner, and like I said, I don't really drink coffee, but I can turn around and go right to sleep. It doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother me at all.
That's awesome. I used to kind of be like that when I was a lot younger. When I was in my early 20s. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Some people it will follow through. Others, like myself, like I drink caffeine past, you know, I drink it past 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. and I'm buzzed until 2 a.m. So I gotta chill
Yeah.
out, and I limit myself till like 2 p.m. or so. I don't drink like past that. I sound so old when
Hmm.
I say all this stuff, but it's just the
Yeah.
truth. It's the truth.
That's the way it is. What's going
Yeah.
on, Kamar? What's going on? What's going on? Let us know if you got any charts or anything you'd like to check out.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, what's silver look
I
like?
did
Is it hit a
I
zone?
did get short one more contract up here. Um, you know, we'll see because we're making
Yeah.
technically like on the 5 minute, we're kind of making like a lower high at the moment, and I'm preemptively getting short with the thought of a retracement back down, but not the not the most sound trade if I'm being real. It looks like we want to
Hmm.
continue up here now after this last 30 seconds of delta that I've been watching. 38.93 is a level that seems to be, I got to move my stop a tiny bit higher, I think, because that's 38.93 on the dot is where there's a decent bit of liquidity here that could get run through, and then we could break down possibly. But to be quite honest, there's a lot of liquidity on the offer up at 38.99, which is basically the all-time high, and
Hmm.
39.05. So there's just a lot of offers sitting on the depth of market right now. Ah, man, it
So
is
that'd be the
going short is
equivalence
a
of,
tough game. Yeah.
yeah, liquidity up at the top. I know it'd probably be the same on Zell, right? For
Yeah.
you.
So liquidity up there at the top, but then also like a little bit above that area too. Like I'd say like what's the high on your CFD right now? Like what's the high technically?
38.72. Yeah, thirty-eight
So it would be the
seventy
equivalent.
three. 72.
Yeah. So the volume that I'm seeing that's sitting above that would be probably the equivalent to like 38.75 and then 38.80 or
Oh,
38.70
okay.
or like or 30, yeah, 38.80 or so. Yeah. So that's like, there's just a couple of larger sellers up there that are saying, okay, well, we're going to run through the all-time highs, and then I want to get filled a little bit above the all-time high, and which I don't
Yeah.
blame them, but probably those people that are getting out of their positions, they're probably long a decent ways down and getting out above the current all-time highs. So,
Sweet.
okay,
Well, keep
yeah,
an eye on those spots. That'll be 38.80 up there. Just get me a little bit more of a push, and I might be joining. Might be joining. I'll go ahead and write this up. Just get it
yeah,
pre-built
yeah.
into my good here.
The poll that we have tonight: if U.S. government shuts down, which markets get hit the hardest? U.S. equities, U.S. dollar, crypto, or gold? I would say the US dollar, personally. I don't think the equities or crypto or gold. I think crypto might go up and gold might go
Mm-hmm.
up.
Yep.
So,
Hence
equities
why,
might get hit a little bit, but
yeah, hence why I'm at least getting several cups of coffee if it does go against me, my dollar CAD.
right.
Well, I'd like it. I'd like them to keep it open so that my dollar CAD can maybe fly up. But they don't. They don't ask. They don't ask Tiger what he wants. 38.03. That's probably a ways away. Yeah, we'll just throw it down here. 38. Let's throw a 38.05 for now. Just to get something up there. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah, I did full positioning on GUI trades on the dollar CAD and full position on my other account. I just felt pretty good about it. I mean, Usually when I get a really
Yeah.
high score like that in the top setups, I mean, when I find a good high time frame demand zone, they usually get some pretty good bounces. So, rather than the 5s and the 15s and the 30s, the smaller time frames, those higher time frames with the confluence, and they work good. Work usually
Mhm.
pretty good. Like that euro dollar trade, a short that I took yesterday, that was, that was a score of a 6. So, a -6, I should say. So bearish, but not as bearish as a 14, right? A plus 14 is bullish. So yeah, the higher the scores, the more they work out. That's why I like going for the double digits or higher, just to stick with as high a score as possible. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's see here. Getting
All
yeah,
right.
not close.
Gold's gonna probably stop me out. I'm $1 or $1 per troy ounce away, unless sellers can really step up here. I mean, I put my stop above that double, or technically now I guess triple top, for a reason. I averaged in as well a bit. I'm 7 micro
Mhm.
contracts short, and we did just see a little bit of a sharp sell down there. Buyers
Yeah.
got rejected pretty nicely, but I need to see a move down to 38.88 if
Double
possible.
W.
Let's see. Yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, yeah, you did kind of bounce off of that little trend line there. Might keep
Come
you in
on.
it. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, there are a decent amount of buyers stuck at the top of that candle there. So, but that hasn't deterred buyers from, more buyers from coming in to try and prop everything up even more. So, wouldn't be surprised if we rip through it eventually right here. Just such a
Yeah.
volatile situation. It's so volatile. I will say, reading the order flow in gold has been difficult lately, in terms of trying to understand if you're going to get whipped out or not. Like, you need to have relatively larger stop losses in this moment, in this time period with trading gold, which means you have to have smaller position sizes in order to withstand it, in order to withstand the movements. But yeah, it looks like we're going right back up here. Looks like, even though it's all on low volume now, looks like we're just coming right back up. We do have a
Yep.
giveaway that we're going to be doing in this session, guys. A 5K Forex two-step Prime
Oh,
Challenge
man.
account giveaway. So, if there's anybody new in the chat that has not won a giveaway account yet, and you have your email in your YouTube bio, as well as you've liked and subscribed to the channel, as well as commented, on the current live stream, and said hi and see what we're up to. As long as you've done that, you're eligible. So
Yep.
please participate. We want to give away
Let's
these
just,
accounts. We want to give some people the chance to make some money. So please,
that's right.
please participate.
Looking for
All
more
right.
first time winners. We've given out quite a few accounts over the last, 3 months at this point. So
Yeah.
it's always a fun thing to do. Give people a hand up, right?
Hmm.
Teach them how to
Yeah.
fish, give them a hand up, and see what kind of good they can do. It's always fun. We've had some good
Teach
success
them how to
stories so
fish.
far too. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, we have. We have had some. There was Top Dog and his wife, Rude Girl or whatever, both got free accounts, and they've both taken payouts now. So that's a really good example of what can come of just participating on the Ola Prime live streams and getting one of these free accounts, learning how to trade, doing it yourself. You can eventually, with some consistency and patience, develop your trading strategies and then make some real money. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good stuff.
yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, gold's really priming to break out here. So very low chance that we reject at this point. Just going to keep my stop loss where it is. Let myself get stopped out, assuming that we do make this pop here and try to retest all-time highs most likely.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it just drops hard on you. I'll be all right missing out on a trade. Let's see, 38.05. 38.05. Well, I'll be okay with that. We'll see what we get up here. We'll see what we get. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I was talking to a trader friend of mine today, and he was asking me about the different trading sessions, and I said, yeah. I said on the early part of the Asian session, we've been having a lot of fun playing with the shiny metals, playing with the gold.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big fan of trading the European session, and he lives right here in Kansas City, not too far from me. A newer friend I met just a while back through another mutual friend.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got his own capital, and I guess he works for an Australian firm, I guess on the side as well. So like he's got a couple of different projects. Yeah, he's been doing it for a while. So yeah, pretty excited to go meet up with him and share notes. But yeah, he teaches he trades Forex just like I do, and very similar strategy too, by all accounts. We had a couple hours of a talk, and yeah, he trades supply and demand just like me. like
Awesome.
finding a needle in a haystack. Yeah. You can typically luck out and run into a stock trader or two, here and there around town. But as far as currency traders, we're kind of a rare breed. So when you run into one of them,
right,
it's like meeting your long best friend. And to only be 12 minutes down the road, I was like, hey, that's crazy. I didn't even know we existed. I thought I was extinct here in Kansas City, or not extinct, but endangered species.
Yeah, exactly. Very endangered. Very endangered.
Yep. Nope. That's it. It's like the Tasmanian tiger. Might as well be the same thing, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, I am technically short 7 right now instead of short 3 like we see on the screen at the moment. I just haven't updated the position on the screen here, but I do have the stop loss at 3893.4, which we are coming up to in like literally 6 more ticks. But I do have a stop buy order essentially to get in long if we do blow through that level, to then get long up to 38.95. So then I'll get long actually about 9 contracts on the micros to then get up to the next liquidity area. So assuming that I'm wrong and we make a nice little move here, be able to take advantage of that pop. But yeah, we'll see. Buyers they're taking a lot. There's a lot of, they are struggling, but they are eating and chipping away at this 3893 level ever so slightly. It's taking them a long time. Well, and by a long time, I mean like 5 minutes now. Buyers have been chipping away at this. So just got 1 tick away from my stop there.
Yeah, and I'm okay with selling this just for a small trade too, because it's not even on the bullish list anymore, gold. It's down to the neutral at the moment. So yeah, I definitely got no problem helping it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Silver made a really strong bolt up as well. We got all silver over here. Yeah. Might be a little bit of a 15-minute little zone there. Keep an eye on. Let's go a little higher time frame real quick. Yeah, so we're already in the 4-hour supply. close to the hourly supply for Confluence. There we go. So we got hourly, we got 4 hourly, we got 15 minute, we got 5 minute, we got all kind of Confluence here for silver. Things that make you go, Put an alert there as well.
I got stopped out. I actually took away my other stop orders because the buying volume is so aggressive, but it's barely going anywhere. So it's not doing that initial pop that I wanted to once it got to my stop loss. I thought once we got to my stop loss, we were just going to run, and it's not happening right now. So I got out of I didn't put on that long position to be able to get long into 38.95 there in case I get stopped out and essentially we just dive and I get unlucky on the little maybe tick stop and then comes back in like I initially thought. So I'm just going to let this rest for now. I'm going to let gold go for a second here and I'll book the loss.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of volume hits whenever it hits here in a minute. That zone again real quick. Yeah, I feel like that 5 minute might be a little too tight, so we'll definitely incorporate the 15. See what the 1 minute looks like. Yeah, yep. Volume really starts on that down candle. Yeah, I think I'll just stick with where I'm at. We'll stick with the 15. Stick with the 15. Oh, did we touch it?
No way did we tick me out here and then we're gonna come down. No way is that gonna happen, right? That's not gonna happen.
Missed my point by 2 cents so far. 2 whole cents so far. Come on. You couldn't have moved up another 2 cents to 38.65. Is it really going to do me dirty like that? I'm gonna laugh if it does. Yeah, 38.65 and 50 cents. That's what that 15-minute proximal line was. It went to 38.65 and 48 cents so far. Okay, it looks like it's trying to turn back around again. I was gonna laugh if it was gonna fall off a cliff by 2 cents.
Oh, dude. I think I would have
equivalent
thrown my keyboard. Honestly. If we plummeted right there down to my 38.88 target, I would have. And honestly, we're seeing some sellers step in now, and I don't know.
Of course,
this could be.
Of course,
this could be where it happens.
There's another. Oh, you some beach. You sunny beach.
I swear.
Oh my gosh. Lower low on that previous minute. Don't do me dirty like that. Don't do us dirty like that. Got a couple strong wicks there. And get another little move up. Yep, possibly. Ring around the rosy. All right, RSI, let's see here. Downward RSI on a 15-minute. All right, 5-minute was down as well. So 5 and 15 is given a pretty decent rounding effect. A little bit of divergence, but I just needed to go up to the 50-cent mark. Come on now. Yeah, give me another upside down wick there, underside wick.
I'm short gold again here. This is the volume that I'm seeing is so weak now. We went from super strong buying volume to now consolidating with very weak volume, and the aggressive buying delta, or not the buying delta, not really existing aggressively at all. And I'm seeing larger selling delta, aggressive selling delta. So I am getting short one mini gold here, just with my stop above the high again. So, 2-to-1 risk reward essentially at the moment. But
no, that's I'm gonna laugh if it doesn't give me my 2 cents. But Moosine in the chat. Let's see here. Bullish on gold. Okay, bullish on gold for that 3,900. Manipulated yesterday.
oh yeah, I don't.
Seems the same day. Oh, there we go. 1 second, Moosine. I'll get right back to you. Let's see what we get here.
Yeah, Musin, don't blame me at all. Don't blame me at all for being long up to 3,900 at all. I'm just trying to exploit what I am seeing in the order flow in real time on my heat map, and it's just a bit. It's what's happening is what I'm realizing very quickly is that this in these overnight sessions, it's kind of faking me out essentially. So I'm living and learning. Not a huge deal. Take some risk. See if we can't make some decent money. I mean, going against the trend is definitely not advisable most of the time. The trend is up and very bullish in gold. So me shorting it, is going against a trend. But when you are able to hit that counter trend trade, when you read the order flow correctly, it can be very lucrative. So
yeah, no, he's exactly right. I mean, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of these supply zones over here. I mean, we had a really strong downward momentum and then a slower momentum up. So that's what I like seeing whenever I have price going into a zone, whether it's supply or a demand zone. So yeah, clearly we're in a gigantic uptrend. So it's definitely risky shorting up here, but small risk, not trying to get anything too crazy out of this. It did flow back to the neutral standpoint on the fundamentals. So it's not really given a great bullish signal at the moment, but we also have to keep in mind the government shutdown that Coach Paul talked about in the news piece. I mean, it's definitely caused some chaos in the markets. You mentioned yesterday was manipulated. Seems the same today. Yeah, that's part of the reason, Moosine, is because of that government shutdown rumors. And listening to Vice President Vance yesterday, listening to Senator Kennedy, who's probably my favorite senator out of Louisiana. He is just hilarious hillbilly, right? He's my kind, but he's just hilarious the way he talks and the way he has throws superlatives out there. But anyway, yeah, they're all saying the same thing. We're definitely going towards a shutdown. Senate Leader Thune on the majority side, Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, they've all pretty much said the same thing. They're not budging. So they only got 3 votes from the Democrat side today, and they had to have 8, which I thought they needed 7, but I was including Vice President Vance. But I guess they just are relying solely on the Senate members for now, unless they need to call him to Washington, D.C. in the next couple of days as far as Vice President Vance. But yeah, they needed 8 votes from the Democrats. They only got 3, so they're still 5 short. So it's definitely going to be shutting down unless they negotiate in the 11th hour here in the next literally couple hours. So yeah, it's definitely touch and go. It's definitely a little crazy to be trading right now. My zones did not work at all yesterday, but today I just happened to luck out. I mean, I just happened to luck out on the, like I say, on the dollar Swiss, and I caught a good trade. Now, with this shutdown, I also have to be aware that the dollar could turn around and go against my trade. So, yeah, I've definitely locked in. I think like a $450 at minimum on the on my other account, and then I think like $77 on GUI trades or something like that. Because
Fair.
I ain't trying to I ain't trying to trust my demand zones or my bullish 14 score on dollar CAD if they turn around and shut this thing down by midnight Eastern Standard Time, which would be 11 o'clock my time, Central Standard Time. So, but yeah, it's just a little crazy. So we just got to be a little careful. And that's the only reason I'm interested in even trading gold right now if I'm trying to short it. Literally, I'm allowing myself about an hour and a half, and that's it. By the time this stream ends, here in an hour and 20 minutes, yeah, I'm done trading. I am done
Oh
trading.
yeah.
I'm not going to trade gold. So this is just nothing more than 1 minute time frame stuff, scalpy type stuff. And that's only
Yep.
if I get a pretty decent rejection off of these zones up here. So far, I'm not really seeing it. Now, but Coach Paul, he'll have a better read because he sees the order flow. He sees something I don't see because I don't have the order flow in front of me. So it's kind of nice to. That's why I love being on the streams with you. I get to piggy off the order flow thoughts that you got there. It's pretty cool.
Sometimes it is very helpful in these sessions. Other times it is tricky, but
And
right now with what we're doing in gold, we're just consolidating right up here at this top, and this could definitely be some bullish consolidation for sure. But it could also be some steam running out. So I don't have a really good read on it right now. I'm actually looking at the ES at the moment. I can flip back to gold, see. Yeah, it looks the gold order flow now that I'm looking at, I'm just went back to it. It's looking pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. It just looks like it's coiling for this long. So looks like it's trying to coil.
And Musin, just in general, you asked about the Asian session. Still not getting it. Yeah, look, it's definitely different from the New York session. It's different from the London session because I've now had the pleasure of trading all three time frames now at different parts. But so far, and I think Coach Paul would echo this. I mean, gold and silver seem to do pretty well in the Asian session. I've kind of been doing some research and reading because this last 3 months has been my first time trading Asian session. And then obviously the same thing with the European session, doing Forex fire, during the London Open. So, but yeah, so far I've noticed gold and silver seem to move pretty well. You seem to get some pretty decent movement, pretty decent volatility during this session. And then Bitcoin and cryptos are real popular in the Asian session as well as gold and silver. And for me as a currency trader, the Aussie dollar, the New Zealand dollar, basically anything in the Asia region, right? So Australia, New Zealand, obviously the Japanese yen, those seem to be the currencies from what I've been seeing so far that move the best. Maybe don't necessarily look at things like the Swiss franc, during this session, or even the US dollar to a point. Right, dollar gets all its movement, most of its movement, obviously through for the European session, as far as the euro dollar goes, or the pound dollar, but obviously the New York session for the rest of the dollar pairs. So, things like Aussie, New Zealand moves a little bit better. The New Zealand yen, the Aussie yen, really any combination of those three. So far seems to have some pretty decent moves, but it's really been all about gold for me over the last couple months playing around on this session. So hey,
right,
you just figure out what works best in all the different trading sessions and kind of tailor something to it. And so far it's been the 1 minute, 5 minute supply and demand zones for me for gold and silver. Well, mainly gold, not even so much silver, just gold. But yeah, as far as this one that goes though, yeah, it's definitely tapped into that 15 minute, but it's definitely not giving me the kind of volume or wicks or bearish engulfing or anything of that nature. So I don't really have a reason to short this just yet, personally, just from a candle theory.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, 38.95 again, good amount of liquidity on the offer. 38.99, good amount of liquidity. 3900, good amount of liquidity on the offer. So,
Yeah.
if anybody in the overnight is liquidity hunting, we are likely going to try to test at least the all time high, and then 3905 would be the next level that has a decent amount of liquidity above it. But I will say this grind higher right now is just a struggle. The amount of volume that is taking place at the highs, at the high of essentially each candle, it's very aggressive and it doesn't move quickly like we're used to seeing gold move recently, where people essentially step out of the way and then bulls can make it run $2, $3, $5 an ounce within like a minute, 2 minutes with this insane volatility. But overnight
Yeah.
sessions are overnight sessions. We can definitely expect some less volatility at times, but some lesser, but yeah.
Throw me an alert ahead of that 5 minute zone just to see if that happens to do anything. Yeah, that 15 ain't really doing a whole lot as of yet, anyway. I believe that 15 was the same as the 10 as well. Okay, yeah. 10 minute, 15 minute, same one. Yeah. A little bit of doji.
What are you looking at?
Oh, just
Oh, go.
looking at the doji candle at the moment.
Gotcha.
What's silver doing? Yeah, silver's not even gotten up to those zones yet. What are my scores, by the way? Let me go look here. Give me my neutral scores. So gold is a 2, silver is a 1. So yeah, it's about as neutral as it gets from a fundamental standpoint.
Yeah.
Ugh. Take me out of emergency after this. Yep.
Okay.
Not a lot. Not a whole lot at the moment. Let's see. Looks like dollar CAD's getting a little bit of a pullback. Yeah, it's still up pretty good though. What's Bitcoin doing? I haven't looked at that today.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's somewhere around 114, right? Or where are we at now?
Yeah, 114.4 looks like. I like this double bottom down here. This is a 1 hour. Got some liquidity down here. I like that. Got some sell orders. Make some good fuel for some buy orders, along with unfilled orders and a 1 hour demand with a lot of volume. Some really nice volume bars on these 2 expanded range candles coming out. I really do like that. That's sexy right there. That is sexy. Sexy. That is good stuff. Where's my hearts? There we go. Yeah. That's sexy right there. I put my heart by it. There we go.
Mosine, what's your favorite? What are your favorite products to trade on the? Well, I'm not sure if you trade futures or CFDs or what have you, but what are your favorite products to trade? You like to trade? I know you like to trade gold, obviously. What else do you like to trade?
Let us know. There's another big push on gold. Speaking of.
Yeah, very nice push. Got through that 95 liquidity. That's a nice push. Very nice.
So it's now hit that 5 minute supply. So we'll see if we get anything off of that. We've seen trade stocks as well. Excellent. Any particular stocks? I played around with penny stocks for a while, Musine. I got to admit. Okay. guilty pleasure, if you will. Yeah. Yeah, look at that push. Yeah, it's there, man. It is
Oh
there.
yeah. Oh yeah. It's a matter of time before we hit 38.99, I think. I think it's just a matter of time. That was a lot of contracts that just executed on the futures there at 38.95, 294. So basically 300 contracts, aggressive market orders there, and doesn't look like it wants to stop. So
No, not looking like it. Not looking like it yet. Still got all those asks up here that you were talking about earlier.
oh yeah, so yeah, 38.99. Yeah, I still got there's right around the 38.99 level. There's about 150 contracts on the offer there. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
feels like that's just going to be a magnet for bidders to go and test, see if they can't take out that liquidity. But 38.96 half, we had a lot of aggressive buyers trying to get through that level, and they kind of just had like a little mini failure there. But that these usually don't, these little like $1 or $2 an ounce drops don't necessarily mean too much after aggressive buying, quote unquote, fails. You can see a drop of a couple bucks an ounce, and then immediately buyers come back in to sweep up any small offers and take it back to the upside. So I wouldn't read too much. I'll learn from my mistakes and not read too much into that kind of order flow there at the moment. But yeah, definitely looking good, Musin.
Okay.
Should you exit? It depends. Depends, my friend, how long of a time frame you were looking to even stay in the first place. To be quite honest, I don't. You said your initial target was 3,900, so I guess it just depends on your conviction based on the current order flow. If you're looking at live order flow right now, maybe that conviction could be changing for you. I will not make that decision on your behalf, but you know if it depends on where you got in necessarily, as far as to whether maybe you should take some position maybe off the table, maybe you should log a little bit of profit and let the rest ride to your original target of 3,900.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, nobody's going to blame you for taking a profit. So
No, not at all.
we are now
Absolutely.
we're okay. So coming down a little hard now. The volume is dissipating drastically. The order book's really getting thin,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that we're not going back up or anything. I just pointing out what I'm seeing right now. Relatively thin order book after we took out a lot of liquidity. So as far as where we could come back to, technically VWAP on the session since I have like an anchored VWAP since 9 p.m.
You mind if we
East.
you mind if we take a look at your screen so we can see the future side
Oh yeah, sure, of course.
as far as the
Yeah, we can.
price points? Yeah.
Yeah.
See what you're looking at. Yeah, back end. If we can flip it on over to Pauly G.
Keep it on over. Yeah. See this. I don't have the same VWAP on my Project X as I do on this other chart, this order flow chart I'm looking at right now. But on my order flow chart that has an anchored VWAP at 9 p.m. Eastern, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern, we literally bounced right off of VWAP at 38.93 there on all this light volume that's been taking place. So quick little sweep down, bounce off that anchored VWAP, and then we are coming back up now. We're back at 38.95. I'm just sitting out of gold for the moment. I am definitely sitting out of gold. I'm just allowing for it to do its thing. Kind of looking at the ES and the NASDAQ at the moment to see if there's any kind of opportunity arising. But
let's take a look at it myself. Yeah, because ES actually, yeah. So the Nasdaq and the S&P are, I'm sorry, Nasdaq and the Dow rather are both giving some bullish ratings. Actually, what's that? Dow's a 6, Nasdaq's a 5. Just from what I'm looking at here. Oh, actually, I just realized we did drop down into a NASI demand. Let me look at this again. Well, so we dropped into a 1 hour demand. The problem is we just bounced into a 1 hour supply, and it's not giving me a whole lot of wiggle room. So let me go down to a smaller time frame. But let's look at this sucker on a small time frame real quick. Maybe. Oh, we're still on my chart. I'm sorry. I thought we were on yours. Oh. Okay, so silver has now hit.
So yeah, I thought we switched over to mine too, but it looks like we never did. I'll message the production crew to switch to mine if you want.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, there's gold, there's silver now in the fray. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they want to be strong right now. I don't think I want to fight Musin's $500 million order.
Yeah, right. So I'm going to draw out the rectangles right here where the liquidity is. Obviously, where that line is, that's the all-time high that I have marked off right here. Get rid of this box, All right. So I'll mark out the liquidity areas with a purple box to be able to easily see. And then 3,900. And then 3,905.
05.
55. So those are kind of the areas that you're looking at. So really 3,900, that 3,899, 3,900. If for some reason a flurry of buyers comes in, eats up all that, and then the offers between 3,900 and 3,905 kind of dry up, people realize, you know what, I'm stepping in front of a freight train here. You could see a nice little run up to 3,905 to eat that liquidity up too. I mean, I'm not going to bet on it necessarily in the next hour to be happening, but I wouldn't be saying that, it's not possible for the rest of the overnight. Like, it could definitely happen. I don't know if you saw the move. Okay, real quickly, I'll bring up the 30-minute chart here. But my goodness, was the move last night absolutely insane. It was the news that came out. What was the news about the political or the geopolitical news that came out that kind of stirred up some fear? Essentially, we got up to 38.99, and then we tanked $80 an ounce over about 4 hours of time or 3 hours of time. So,
is it the cash rate decision? The Australia cash rate, maybe?
No. Like something geopolitical occurred, like a war-related thing or something.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, they did the Russia dropped the drone bombs in Kiev, right? Over the weekend.
There you go.
600 of them. Yeah. Yeah, all the damn drones. Yeah.
So yeah.
Which is wild.
So you can, that's kind of move, man.
Yeah, no, that's insane. That's insane. Which is why I was surprised that oil didn't move up for me yesterday. Once it hit that demand, I was surprised. I was like, wait, what? That happened and oil got cheaper because oil's still going down.
Yeah.
It's in the daily or 1 hour demand now, and technically a 4 hour. Well, yeah, 4 hour demand too, but it's still just going down. Huh. They must be speculating on these inventories coming out tomorrow. Let me go look. Oil, crude.
I mean,
inventories.
if you look at crude, honestly, I'll give you a look at my daily chart here on the futures. Me and James have been going over this ad nauseum the last few weeks.
We do have a forecast. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Just real quick, we actually do have a forecast now on the crude because we didn't have this last night when I was looking. So previous was a minus 0.6 million, and the forecast for tomorrow is 1.5 million. So yeah, more supply means prices probably go down. Yeah, so that's probably what people are doing. Yep.
Yeah, but also generally, Tiger, like if you look at crude since the Iran situation, it's been like in a channel downwards anyway. Like there's been there's been relative like fundamental fundamental support regarding like a little bit more supply than what the market like essentially any shock to the upside would have to be it's not caused by supply at the moment. Like supply is relatively stable or in a surplus of sorts. Like we are in a relative downtrend here fundamentally and technically. And 62, like sellers are eventually it feels like sellers are going to eventually break through the $62 a barrel area. And we're going to essentially, I have this like, so you see this kind of yellow line that I had here that was showing like the kind of like a triple I had a few points touched on this trend line that then we broke through that, and then we just had an exhaust move and we came right back down to the support of $62, which we've tested literally like I don't even know 15 times in the last 2 months. So sellers are very adamant about getting back to the $62 level. And we're making lower highs constantly, except for that last exhaust move, where if you count that big wick up into 66.5, and then we just plummeted back down quickly afterwards. It's kind of bearish looking, to be honest. But like you said, if there was some sort of war shock regarding like a logistical situation with not being able to supply crude to certain or getting supplies from certain countries or whatever because of geopolitical situations, then yeah, I mean definitely off to the races, of course, for sure.
Yeah. But we don't want that. I'd rather there be peace and less chaos than me make a few dollars on gold. So.
On gold, right.
I mean, I'm sorry, on oil. I'm in on oil.
On liquid gold. Yeah.
Yeah, I want people to get gold. Their oil. They're liquid gold. Yeah. I gladly trade. Let's keep everything going just fine. End all this craziness. Yeah. So I'm letting gold go. I'm going to definitely ignore that. Musin, I think you're on to something. Keep up that gold trade because it's pretty well just about to break through the rest of this overhead supply zone. So you should be in the clear for at least a little bit. Till those points that Paul just pointed out on his chart there a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Right there.
Not a fan of stop losses, Musin. Do you trade futures by chance or not? Like, are you trading like micro futures? I meant, or mini futures, or or do you have like mental stops? So you don't put in actual physical stop orders, but you have like a mental stop where if it gets to a certain point, you're immediately flattening out of your position, or I'm assuming since you said micro. Okay, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, I figured what you were saying, small position, that it was micros, but mental stops. I can. There are, that's not necessarily like the worst thing with micros, I feel like, but at the same time, you know, I understand that when you put stops in the market, they're relatively. Oh, look at that push, dude! Look at it. See,
Yeah,
look
there
at
you
this
go.
push. Okay, right through 3,900. Boo, dude! Literally ate through that liquidity immediately, and this is what I'm talking about. The offer book is
Wow.
no, okay. So now offers are getting, oh wow, okay. Offer, there was some decent offers on the offer, like at 3902, 3903, and then they got pulled. They got a bunch of them just got pulled. So you might see a nice run up to 3905 now because
Gone.
more liquidity is getting pulled.
Yeah.
3904, 50 contracts got added on the offer. So yeah, this is looking great. Great
Yeah. It
to
kept
the
me
upside.
safe. I
Wow.
kept safe. Yeah. Woo. A screamer. 'Twas a screamer. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my pending order. Stay safe and let's see what we get over here. Let's go double check. Yeah, he doesn't want to tip his hand on his stop losses, it sounds like. Yeah.
The thing is, though, is I will say I do understand that to a degree. Like if you're in a penny stock market, for example, like a penny stock, I understand that because the liquidity is
Yeah.
so small that you might. But when you're in
Yeah.
a futures market where you're one of a million positions on, I
Doesn't really
think it
matter, does
makes
it?
less sense. Like it really doesn't. Like I don't think you are giving away yourself. Collectively, people already are giving away where you would get out even if you didn't have your stop. So if you had
Yeah.
3903 as your stop in your head, well, it doesn't matter because there's 500 other people probably giving away that stop with their own stops. So you don't make a difference on that. The only difference that you
Definitely
make for
right.
yourself is possibly getting run over by a train by not having the stop. But if you are
Yeah.
extremely
That's,
disciplined and you're able to execute and flatten out at that price level most of the time, good on you for sure. But
mhm.
it is difficult to not have stops in the futures markets to some degree, especially as a smaller player. Like you really, it's the show in your hand thing isn't as much of a concern if I'm to be honest. But awesome trade there, Musin. Like great long, fantastic. Get out while the liquidity is there for you to get out at that 3901, 3902 area. Awesome stuff. Very good.
Yeah, we would never advise not putting a stop loss on, but as long as you're on top of it, but even being on top of it, you see how fast these markets can run at times. So just be aware of it, especially when with geopolitical drama. I mean, it's I couldn't fathom putting on a trade without a stop loss. I don't have that. I don't have that much faith or confidence. So
Mm.
good on you for it. But yeah, just be careful. That's all we would ask. We want you here next year. We want you here 5 years from now, right? We don't want anybody blowing up
Exactly.
without doing our due
Exactly.
diligence and at least saying, just be careful. Definitely want the
Yeah.
stops.
Yeah.
Well,
So we took out those areas of liquidity. We came back down to retest those areas and immediately are shooting back up. Very nice.
yeah,
When you like, that feeling in your ears when it seems like one of your ears just got blown out and then like the sound slowly comes back. You know what I mean?
yeah, yep.
That just happened to me. That literally just happened where it sounded like as if one of my ears just completely lost hearing. And I was like, shoot, are my headphones
We have
like working for a second?
we have we have an
Oh,
EMP
God.
blast overhead or something. I don't know. Not a
Literally.
crazy question these days.
Oh, man. Dude,
Yeah,
look at that. Nice run up to 3904. My goodness.
yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
That
Jeez.
is not easy. That is not.
Yeah.
Yep. Hell, at this point,
So
now that we're through the supply, I might be looking. Is there any good place to get in on a long at this point? Yeah, it's silver. Look at silver. Silver just going crazy.
oh yeah.
Silver went through a big old topping action there, right above the supply.
Okay.
Wow.
So there's 101 contracts at 39.05 on the offer, but then the next largest, the next area where there's 100 contracts or more on the offer, 39.27. So big jump. We're 20 $22 an ounce above where you see the next huge, like, well, relatively speaking, on the overnight, large offer being shown. That's not to say that there aren't some iceberg orders, some people hiding their size behind
Yeah.
small order lots, but yeah, it's a fun one to watch. This is a fun one to watch tonight.
Yeah. Well, shoot. Especially. Have you seen silver lately?
Silver, yeah. Let me look. Let me get
Yeah,
a
it's
look. I mean, yeah,
just
I mean, I
going.
have been paying attention. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
just oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Silver's lion.
Wow.
Follow the line. Follow the line. Yep.
My gosh. Let's look at
Yeah.
the 5 minute here.
I'll go look financial juice, see what we got over here. See if
That's
somebody's talking.
a miss. That's like, man, look at that. Like, this is like something like a chart pattern trader would just be drooling over. Look at that, like, little flag kind of that comes in here like this on this 5 minute chart, like, and then just the
Yeah.
immediate insane breakout.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. My
Go look at the
gosh.
news here. See if somebody's flapping their lips further about the shutdown. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Aussie dollar edges lower. Following Australia's data. Reset my calendar. Aussie dollar household spending was a little light. Goods trade balance light as well. Oh, wait a second. That's tomorrow. My goodness. I got the wrong one. Tuesday. Yep. Not really a whole lot there.
Vikas, can you please increase live video quality? So, I mean, I'm looking on my YouTube and it looks really good on my when I'm looking on my other device here, it looks pretty decent. So, I'm not sure what's going on, my friend. We will look into it though, just in case it's on our end here. But everything that I see at the moment looks pretty good.
Yeah, just keep in mind we're traders. We're not tech people. Okay, so yeah, just keep that in mind. We can help. We know the trading side of things, not necessarily the technology. So yeah,
We will
but
reach out
looks
to
good
the
to me.
production. We'll reach out to the production crew, see if there is anything that can be done. But yeah, what I'm seeing on YouTube, it looks fine on my end. Not seeing anything
looks perfect.
blurry. All right, so gold's coming down a little bit here. Okay, we're starting to make a little bit of a move down. We're at 38.97 now. We down about $7 an ounce over the last couple 4 minutes.
Now the question would be, is there a demand zone I can look at? Because we have closed above that supply. All-time high. Every day we're talking about all-time highs, huh?
Oh, also there's a setting, Vikas. There is a setting somewhere I know where like it can auto populate your video quality to like a bad video quality, and then you have to change it to like 1080p
Yeah.
HD or whatever in order to get the bet. Like it's available, but you have to change it sometimes. I know that's happened to
Yeah.
me before. So maybe look in the settings real quick of the live stream and make sure that you have the if you go into the settings wheel on the live stream here, and then you click quality and then change it to, you know, auto recommended, which would be like usually 720p or 1080p or whatever, or higher picture quality. Uh, you can also go to advanced and see the whole list of offered video quality. So yeah, yeah,
Oh wow, 144p looks horrible. I was just playing around with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Why would
Yeah, you
anybody
definitely don't
select
want to be streaming.
144? Yeah.
That's like if you're just listening to it essentially at that point. You couldn't even see anything if you're on that quality.
Ugh. Yeah. Auto. Yeah, you definitely don't want to leave it on auto. That puts it. Oh wait, no, that is 720p. Okay. Yeah, and if you actually click 720p, like I just did it, and it actually made it even nicer. Huh. Reset my thing here. Yeah, looks pretty good. I'm not sure what he means by that. I see nothing. 1 hour, 5 minutes.
Everybody, we appreciate everybody. We appreciate you, Musin, Vikas, for being in the chat here. If anybody could help us out, give us a little like and subscribe. It does go a long way for us. We do appreciate it. We're trying to get the word out about Hola Prime, and these quiet
Yeah.
market sessions are they're niche. We get to trade some interesting markets at interesting times and show everybody these trading in the live trading in these markets. So we very much appreciate it. We try to put as much effort as we can into these for sure. So thank you again.
Yeah. Yeah. Playing around with the timings too, the times of the day. So we'll be playing around with some more of that. It sounds like coming up soon. Yep.
Yeah.
Times of the day. No, yeah. I have a lot of fun on this 1 hour or 1 minute. Never thought I'd become a
Yeah.
scalper. It's all thanks to Paul.
Yeah.
A lot of things. And even watching
Hey.
Coach Alex, because he's on Mondays and Tuesdays with us now. He's on Sundays with me for the pre-market show, the 1 hour show. So it's just kind of cool to get back down into the scalpy time frames.
Yeah, nice.
First time in
Yeah, so
5 6 years.
is Alex a 5 minute, 1 minute kind of trader, or does he do swing trades, or what does Alex do?
Yeah, so he actually does a couple different things. His primary trading is down on the 1 minute time frame. So he uses a
Cool.
series of different anchored VWAPs, I think, for every 30-minute interval, above and below. And he uses, let me think here. I think he has a Bollinger Band piece to it as well. But then he's also looking at a couple little EMAs, and then he's just going for simple, like real simple 5, 6, 7 pip trades. But he'll incorporate a bigger stop loss. So he usually kind of has a little bit on the negative side of the reward risk side of the equation, but he has about an 80% win rate. So he's just
Wow.
just going for those simple 5, 6, 7 pips every time, and he's does pretty good at it. Now today he actually showed us a couple of his higher time frame strategies regarding, like, I think the example this morning was Ethereum. for every time he gets a 4% drop or incline, then he'll kind of look at it similar to supply and demand, like me. He'll kind of look at the support and resistances that spawn from that, and then just anticipate another drop, once price hits. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, he kind of laid it out pretty awesome this morning. So yeah, I didn't even realize that. I thought he was just primarily scalping, but he also has that higher time frame little strategy he does as well. And he said he's got I think that's a newer setup for him, or something newer that he's testing, because I think he said he has like a 40%. I think he's in. Did I hear him right? I think he said he increased that specific account like 40% this month. So it sounds like he's had a pretty good month at it with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I believe he explained that. Yeah, if anybody goes to the Forex Fire stream from this morning, it's right around I guess it would be about the 2-hour mark. No, it's about the 1 hour and 30-minute mark. 1 hour, 30-minute mark. Yeah, because I basically spoke the last half hour until our break. But yeah, he laid it out beautifully about 10 to 20 minutes. He spoke about it. So, but and we were talking how it's just good to have multiple. Once you get to a point where you've been trading for quite a while, I think it's a good idea to have a few different types of strategies. A small time frame, maybe a middle time frame, and a higher time frame, because markets do cycle. And yesterday was the perfect example. I had a couple supply and demand zone trades that did not work at all. And my loss limit for me personally on those time frames is 2. If I get 2 losses, I'm done. I'm done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Alex has, I think, a similar thing too. So, yeah, and from there, I came to quiet markets last night, hopped on with you on on the gold. And, I didn't even tell you. Yeah, I ended up closing that trade last night that I got in. I totally forgot to tell you about that. What was we looking at last night? It was over here, wasn't it? Oh, yeah. That was last night, yeah. Yeah, I remember I got in this. So yeah, what I'm getting at is, though, the smaller time frame. I just switched to the smaller time frame, and that just so happened to be where my winner was at. Got away from the higher time frames, went down to a little scalp. Yeah, I remember I took this off you sold it, and I took the inventory off your hands. Remember that?
Yeah. I got out of I got out of it. Yeah, gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, and then I had my stop loss down here, so it came down, but then it just kept on going. Now I'm a little annoyed, Paul, because I had that phone call, right? So then I had to get off of that, and I was in the middle of eating some Scooby snacks, and then I got on around here and realized I'd closed out. Now, if I'd have been sitting on this, I would have been trail stopping this thing all the way up until at least here. So I probably would have gotten stopped out here, being realistic. So I should have taken that up another $4 or $5, but I was too busy not being on my chart. But yeah, I mean, I just had 2 simple small losses. I didn't have any high risk on those trades earlier in the morning, so it's not like I lost a lot of money. It was just a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
But and I didn't even get into those trades on my main account. So that was just for example's sake. So, but yeah, 2 losses is 2 losses, whether I lose, whatever I lost on the day, $40, $50, whatever it was. I think it's $50, or $5,000, right? It's still, I still told myself to stop because I clearly read the market wrong. But it was partly because, I read the fundamentals right, but I didn't read the reactions with all the rumors with the government shutdown, which essentially started pretty much yesterday. Whenever Vice President kind of said his thing, and everybody said their thing after President Trump met with Congress, right? So that's when everything kind of went crazy and started going haywire, and just nothing worked out. So, but anyway, yeah, that's a long-winded way of saying it is kind of nice to have multiple strategies, because you just never know when one decides it doesn't want to work for a day or 2 or a week, and you go try something different. So, kind of good to be flexible like that.
Yeah.
Good to be flexible.
It's kind of funny because, like, I do something somewhat similar, but in a way. So like I have the same strategy, but across like 10 markets.
Ooh.
So if it's not working
Oh,
in
yeah.
one market, I just go to the other market to see if it makes sense and it's working. And that's all based off of the market profile and auction theory stuff. So it's like those are the guardrails for every market. And then there are some markets where there's like a week where it's just the market profiles are just not doing what I expect them to do, and I kind of just I shift my focus away from those. I'll still like give them a look, but if they still look iffy or they're not really doing what I'm thinking that they should be doing, then I'll try to shift to other markets where the market profile is being respected more cleanly and try to make trades based off of that. So similar concept in
Mm.
a way to what you're talking about. Be a little bit nimble in a way. Um, you know, shift
Yep.
focus where needed. So
Yeah. 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 Probably not advisable when you guys and gals are in your first year or so. It's good to just master one thing, at least up front, the basics of
yeah,
trading and the nuances for whatever particular strategy you're on. But yeah, once you've been in the game for a few years, yeah, I don't want to say you'll get bored, but what I'm saying is you'll start to get curious. You start to want to see
right.
what all's out there, right? Just like me, I'm getting curious on the future side. So Coach Paul's gonna be right there whenever I
I will
finally
be.
get kicked over.
I'll always be right here for you, my friend. You know that. You know where
That's
to
it.
find me. So
I'm actually looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
definitely,
getting the cheat
definitely.
sheet, the volume cheat sheet, right?
I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait for you to get it. I can't wait for you to dive into the world of order flow. You're just going
It
to be
sounds like
like,
it's cheating to me. I gotta say it that way. I mean, it might sound silly to say that, but it feels like cheating because it's like, oh, give myself a challenge with this inaccurate.
right.
Well, I don't want to say inaccurate, but VSA clearly is nowhere near order flow and obviously real
Yeah,
true volume like what you guys have. So, no,
yeah.
it's just kind of funny to put
The
it that way. But like,
the skill comes in with like reading the tape, aka like reading the tape and like reading the order flow is really just the real time decision making. You know, when you're seeing
yeah,
something happen in you're seeing those orders coming in real time, and you're looking at the depth of market as well in real time, and within seconds you're able to see something and then execute. And doing that repeatedly and consistently, that's the little the little skill inside you that needs to build to be able to really get it down like that. That's where like, you know, order flow is something that, you know, you have to pay for. So like, you know, cheat sheet, like whatever you want to call it, like it is something valuable, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's only valuable once you've developed the skill of reading it and
sure.
analyzing it efficiently and quickly and being able to act upon it quickly. So, which I know you can do. So I already know that you can do
Well,
that
and
for sure.
I don't even know if I've asked you this or not, but when you say depth of market, is that the same thing as level two data? Have I asked you that before?
Yes, you have, and it is level two
Oh,
data. So
okay.
if you if you had level two data essentially for every single tick that existed, both to the offer and the bid side, just
Yeah.
running forever, that would be your depth of
Mhm.
market. Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense now. I must have not heard that detail the last time I asked that, but yeah. Well, in that case, I have played with level two data because yeah, that's what I used with the. Yeah, I definitely followed that with penny stock trading. Penny stock
exactly,
trading,
and
and
that's Exactly. I
Yeah.
know, and that's why I was saying, like, I know you have some,
Oh, yeah.
like, that's not
Okay.
order. That's not necessarily like, so what order flow would be in terms of like, if you, when you're looking at like, stocks and whatnot, I guess the closest thing that you could, relate to like the order flow data that I'm seeing with like the deltas and whatnot in real time per second would be like the time in sales. So if you were to take time in sales and you were to constantly be netting out time and sales positions to see who's the
Mhm.
aggressor and who, like, is are the buyers the aggressors or are the sellers the aggressors at any given specific period of time, let's say for a minute, for 5 minutes, for
Mhm.
10 minutes, whatever, for a second. um, it's just a more concise version of time and sales, essentially, is the order flow
Yeah.
data that I'm talking about, that is compiled in matters of milliseconds. So, reading
Yeah.
time and sales is is essentially, like in stocks, is essentially the same thing. So being able to read that tape, as they
Okay.
would call it, reading the tape, being able to read time and
Yeah.
sales efficiently and understanding who's in control, the buyers or the sellers, and being able to make a decision based off of that tape, that is the skill. And
Oh,
it
okay.
is
That
difficult
makes a lot more sense.
to,
Yeah, I thought I
yeah,
asked you that before, but I don't know what I must have been focused on something else, and that hits home now. No, well, that makes perfect sense then. Yeah, because I did that for about a year. I started
yeah.
focusing it because the level two data that I used, there was an option to where, like, for every price point, you would obviously have the X amount of uh, shares being
Bidder
bought or
offers.
sold.
Yep. Yeah.
But you could also condense it to where every price point combined all of it, regardless of the broker it was coming from. So
Right.
it was just its own level. So there was two options, and of course I liked the consolidated view because all I cared about was, well, just give me the price point itself rather than uh, what do we got here? Like the arc of the, what's the CBOE, and then we got one here. We got one here in Kansas City. What the heck is that
Oh,
exchange called?
apologies.
CBOE, but well, it's CBOE now,
Um,
but Bats Exchange.
yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I remember seeing Bats on there a lot and all the different exchanges. Or you could just
Right.
consolidate it to the total number itself and the price point. So, well, that's exciting because I'm already pretty familiar with that. I'll just have to go do a little bit of a refresher on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you combine looking at that, that level two data, aka the depth of market, or DOM, as people call it, your DOM. If you're
Yeah,
looking at the DOM in combination with the time and sales, aka the futures order flow, that's showing you
yeah,
the aggressive buy and sell deltas occurring in real time. You combine those two things, and you'll hear stock traders say that there are some stock traders, very prominent traders, that will say you don't even need charts if you can read the DOM and time and sales. You understand where buyers are and where sellers are. You technically
yeah.
don't need a chart. Well, is a chart nicer to be able to look at and makes things easier? Of course.
You're
But there are
right.
a lot of
Hey,
people,
Musan, have a great
especially.
one. Have a good one. It was
Yes,
good
yes,
chatting
good
with
to
you.
see you. Thanks for
Yeah.
stopping by.
Yep.
But a lot of bond traders will kind of talk about that too. They're like, we don't need charts. I can see where the massive bids and offers are at, and what volume is taking place on like time and sales data, essentially. And I don't need to see like any sort of candle charts or anything, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense because it's like a little bit of a slower moving market. So there's not, as much to visually necessarily see on a chart at times. But yeah, a very interesting concept. Very interesting.
So, do you think you'd be
Cool, cool.
able to survive without the chart? You personally?
Um, I just don't think I would. I think I could do it. if I was forced to, I think I could. I just wouldn't want
Yeah.
to. I
Yeah.
think that just because you don't have to use the charts doesn't mean that it's not helpful in helping you
Yeah, for sure.
understand where things are at a little bit quicker, So
I can see what they're saying, but yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm a visual person. I got to. I wonder how
yeah,
many ticks they're going. I mean, how many ticks they're going for. I mean,
right.
if you're only going for a small amount, I guess that would make a little sense. But yeah, I'd still want to be aware of. I'd still want to be aware of where like support and resistance lines are, supply and demand zones, all that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah, and
interesting.
bond traders like a lot of the times will be looking for smaller, like a lot of speculative bond traders will be looking for smaller movements. They're not necessarily looking for these large, swing positions. At times, they're looking for, let's say they trade like 50 contracts and they're looking for like 3 ticks or 2 ticks or something.
Yeah,
So it's
that
nothing
makes a little more
super
sense. Yeah,
crazy. Yeah. Trading 200 contracts looking for 2 ticks, So
that's crazy.
yeah.
Crazy
Yeah.
stuff. Well, we got an hour and a half before potential government shutdown. Let's see if Financial Juice has any new news on that. Don't see anything on that. FX today. Steady jitters around a potential U.S. government shutdown kept the dollar under pressure on Tuesday. Well, you know what? It didn't keep it under pressure compared to the Canada dollar. I do like that. At least it didn't pick that one
Yeah.
to be bad against. Let's see here. What else do we have? WTI prices, 6-day lows. Gold rises further, obviously. Silver prices corrected, but just had that big spike we just saw. What's finance? Yahoo Finance. U.S. stock futures fall with government shut down all but certain.
Hey Tiger, real quick. I got
Yo,
a question for you.
yeah.
What do you call a pony with a sore throat?
Uh, Pony. I don't know. Got me there. Pony with a sore
A
throat.
little horse.
Oh, dad joke to the 10th power. I love it.
It really is. Couldn't help that one. I don't know why I just was like, I want to tell a dad joke real quick. So needed to, needed to get that one out.
Ah, yeah,
Felt
looks
like I
like
needed
dollar
that. I feel
CADs.
like we needed that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's true. Got another push on dollar CAD. That's nice.
Awesome, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, it's
Want to share your
sitting.
screen by chance on the dollar CAD so so we can look at
Oh
it
yeah,
maybe a
sure.
little bit? Yeah, cool.
Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing. Back in. Go ahead and flop on over. Flop on over. Flop on over. Little horse. Yeah. Sitting about 780 on GUI trades, but yeah, sitting at 2146 over on the other broker that shall remain nameless. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's doing beautiful. I mean, getting that nice little nice little bowl shape. Just keep on going. Just keep
yeah,
just keep
yeah, that's
now.
great.
Now,
Where's
now, obviously, I have a decision to make though, because we got an hour and a half before the government shutdown, hour and 20 minutes before the government shutdown happens. So, okay, we've got another higher high over this. If we get a higher high over this, I'm probably going to go ahead. What do I want to do on this?
why not move
Not
your
only
stop
this,
up a bit so that you can, secure some profit or something or where is your stop at the moment? Like, how
I
much would
had
you
it
make off of it?
it was at plus 77. I
Okay.
just moved it up another 100. Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I haven't been in a trade with a government shutdown looming like this before, so got me wondering.
Yeah.
Now I do know
I
that.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, Coach James this morning pointed out that. I think it was the Nasdaq he was talking about when we had a 3-week shutdown during the Obama administration, and I think he said the Nasdaq dropped like 5% over that 3 weeks, just because of all the uncertainty.
Yeah.
But then it turned around and rebounded. I think it was like 11% throughout the end of that year. So it's basically, and that's just it's basically going to be, as far as the stocks go, it could potentially drop, but then turn around and
Yeah.
rebound because you're going to have all the pent up demand. You just got some scared traders out there, taking their profits. Clearly,
Yeah.
we've been in a giant up. So, a little sketchy, but I may just keep it a little bit tighter. Go to sleep here in a little bit.
I will say, with how much more reactive markets are today than they were back like in the Obama administration, I wouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
surprised with like an even quicker, like I mean, I don't think that the markets are going to be shut down for 3 weeks. I don't even think they'll be shut
Yeah,
down
I
for
don't either.
very long at all. But even if they
I
were,
agree.
like, and let's say we dropped by 10% because the markets are a little bit more freaked out, let's say, I bet you
Mm-hmm.
once everything's over and done with and the funding comes back, we'd rebound even quicker and buy even more. Like it would
Oh yeah,
be exacerbated because of the times we're in. So,
yeah. We've already been
yeah,
kind of in that irrational exuberance, right? So
right.
it's that'll just dump fuel on it, fuel on the fire.
But my thought was when I
Yeah.
was looking at the other, was it what was the other chart you were just looking at? The 30 minute, or was that the 5 minute, or what you had
I
on
think I had it on the
before?
5 minute. Yeah, 5 minute maybe.
So like, yeah. So with that cup of forming, would you think that your stop at like 1.392 would be too aggressive? Would you think
Yeah, I
that would
mean, I
be too
feel like I
aggressive?
want to give it some. It's not as much this account I'm worried about as it is my other account, the one I'm trying to pass a challenge on. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
right.
because I've got the stop on it at the moment at 1.3906. So basically, pretty close to where I just moved this one. Yeah, yeah, those
Right.
price points are pretty similar. Yeah, it looks like the data is pretty similar on these two. So yeah, because I don't really see any demand in this area. So it's basically just a matter of, do I want to pick this point or do I want to pick the point below that giant move up we had? Um,
Mhm.
that's kind of it. I wish we could have broken this high, but that may not happen until the government shutdown. Now, the funny thing is, when I was investigating government shutdowns this morning, it basically gave a case for the dollar to go up or down. So let me just pull that up. Because I looked it up on DeepSeek, and I think I have it saved here. Government shutdowns. Okay, here we go. Perfect. Perfect. In fact, why not? I'm just going to pull this over here. I think I got everything pretty well hidden. Okay, so basically the question I asked it was, how do government shutdowns affect the Forex markets? And of course, specifically on the dollar. So it basically gave a case for immediate and short-term effects. And it said bearish pressure, bullish pressure. So for bearish pressure, obviously political instability, the economic uncertainty, and then direct economic drag. Shut down, obviously, furloughs hundreds of thousands of federal workers. Actually, there's more than that. Isn't it like 1.5 million? Oh no, it's 1.5 million, but 750,000 of them, I think it was. I think that's what Senator Kennedy said today. 750,000 will have to be forced to go home. So yeah, basically 3/4 of it. But yeah, political. You got the dysfunction, obviously, the economic uncertainty, delaying of all the reports and everything that we get. But then the bullish pressure is the fact that, yeah, the dollar, we have to keep in mind it's safe haven currency, just like the yen, just like the Swiss franc. So despite the domestic issues, dollar is the world's premier reserve currency. So it's kind of funny how the dollar, you can make a case for both the bearish and the bullish side of things. Often the dollar experiences initial weakness, especially against, so it experiences the weakness, but it says especially against other safe havens like the Swiss or the yen. So for the case for dollar CAD, it's definitely not a safe haven currency. So that might keep me okay there, possibly.
Yeah. But you also look at a day like today with the USD, I guess that kind of makes sense too, man, because you look at a day like today where all other major pairs against the US dollar gained, but CAD lost ever so slightly. So
yeah, exactly.
So maybe,
and not only that,
yeah.
Let's see here. Yeah, because actually, great thought. We could go look at the indices real quick. So here's the Dixie. Let's see here. Canada. Here we go. The CACSI. So it looks like the CACSI. I don't even know if that's what it's called, but that's what I call it. So it looks like it basically finished in the middle of yesterday's candle.
Give me, Tiger, give me 1 second real quick, all right? I'm going to have a funny story for you in a minute, but give me like 1 minute, all right? I'm going to be off for a second here.
Oh, yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah, so there's the actual Canada currency futures. And yeah, like he said, it was down compared to yesterday. And then the dollar is pretty much just a little bit higher. So that's obviously a welcome sign for the dollar CAD. Long position that I've got. That was a daily time frame as well there. Daily time frame.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sticking with it. I'm just gonna leave. I think I'm probably just gonna leave my stops probably where it's at. Getting a nice boost on it though. What you got?
So my funny story here is I went on a walk earlier this morning, or not this morning, this afternoon, and a nice little 30-minute, 40-minute walk. And I guess I left my front door open for 1 second too long because there is a little baby gecko on the wall of my living room here to my left.
Oh, yeah?
So there's a little baby gecko, and I was like, I have a cup here, and I was like, going to catch it real quick, but it immediately scurried behind one of my pictures on the wall. So I need now that's going to be a whole other project to deal with. But these little geckos can hide in like if you open your door, they'll hide in the crevice of your door. So if you open your door and you and then it moves, it can just fall into your house, and then you shut the door and you don't even see it. And I bet you that's exactly what happened. That's
nice. You have to get a picture of it.
Yeah. He's a tiny little guy. So yeah,
that's great. Yeah, just looking at the indices. Yeah, I mean, we can clearly see where the equivalence of where I bought in would have been. Actually, what price point did I buy in, or what time of day did I buy in? Dollar CAD. Okay, so that was 9 a.m. my time. Okay, so here's the 9 a.m. drop. So yeah, dollar went up, and then Canada 9 a.m. So Canada basically just kind of went sideways. So the dollar went up more than the Canada went down. And Canada just kind of went sideways. If I'm just looking at the index itself, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I mean, I don't want to choke it out, but I definitely don't want to put it back in negative territory either. So I think I'm going to be content
Yeah.
with just leaving it there. Keep leaving it in that area there. Give it a little bit of wiggle room. We got a new higher high now. I like that. Yeah, that's fair enough. $180 worst case scenario. And then on the other one, it would be worst case scenario $435 worst case scenario. So
Nice.
yeah, sounds good.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
the plan.
Yep. If it weren't for the shutdown, I'd probably just leave the stop down at the original spot. Just again, because this is something I would plan to be open for a few days anyway, since Canada, a dollar CAD just moves kind of slow. It only moves 50 pips a day. I think that's what I just saw. Dollar CAD is my ATR. Okay, 60 pips a day. No, 51. Yeah, 52 pips. That's right. So a little bit on the slower side. Oh,
Yeah.
hell, if that's the case, hell, I've got a buffer right now of, that's 20 pips, I guess. So it'll be all right. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah, and honestly, man, it could have a lot of room to the downside when I'm looking at, to the upside for you. I'm looking at it on the futures where it's the flipped, it's CAD USD. So definitely, I feel like some green pastures ahead for you if the USD doesn't get weaker versus Canadian after midnight here, but I haven't looked at like the longer term time frame in a little while on the futures. So yeah, kind of like almost like a head and shoulders on the daily of sorts kind of come into play too. I like it, man. I think you're looking pretty good, I'd say.
So the reason I was 100% okay with putting my full position on is because of a couple things. So number one, if I look at the curve analysis, which I don't know how much I have or haven't talked about it on Quiet Markets with you, but I love to see where, if I go to the weekly time frame, I like to see where my higher time frame swing low, swing high is, and I like to wrap a trend-based fib extension around it. That way I can see where am I at in relation to the curve. Well, I'm on the low end of the curve. So you got the red area, which is the diddle in the middle phase, right? You got the high end, which is where you would typically have a higher probability sell success, and obviously the low end, the higher probability buy success. So I love the fact that we're on the low end of the curve, but not only that, obviously drop down to the daily. Look at the daily, we're on uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows all over the place. So when I ended up getting into the trade on a 4 hour, I mean, it was technically still high, well, in the bottom part of the middle of the curve. So, but the reason I was still okay with putting the full position is because, again, I'm getting that plus 14. Real strong fundamental score.
Yeah.
That's the whole reason. I mean, I guess you could say by definition, I am still technically diddling in the middle. But at least I'm on the lower end of the curve, the lower end of the middle of the curve. If that makes sense. So here we go.
I want to see what these futures are like with CAD USD here. I want to understand what the specs are and whatnot. I take a quick little trade. Go to short CAD USD. Let's see what it looks like. So it's $5 per tick. All right.
So CAD USD, yeah, because I've never heard it said that way. I've only ever heard dollar CAD. So are you saying that's the futures way of saying it? by saying CAD first?
Well, yeah, because right, like when you look at the futures, it's like $0.721 uh, per CAD, or no, sorry, it's 0.72 CAD per dollar.
Oh
Or
yeah,
wait,
here we go.
no. Well, so it's the inverse of what you're seeing. Yeah. So
A
exactly
Canada dollar.
that's
Yeah, a
right.
Canada dollar gets you 72 US cents. Is that
So
right?
it's yeah, exactly. So 72 cents to the
Yeah.
Canada dollar is
Yeah.
exactly. So that's how the futures are
Mhm.
displayed. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I got you now.
It's always using the dollar as the one, like
The
using
quote.
it as the okay to $1. What is the other currency?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, there's my first futures lesson right there for when I come over to the dark side. First of many awesome lessons
Uh,
to learn, right?
well, I should say that's like what is like off. Like I should say, from what I see, like on Project X, that's all that is offered on Project X. Like you can only do those the pairs like that. And I would assume
Oh, okay.
since the futures exchanges are based here in the U.S., the ones that were trading it would make sense for the dollar to be you know, the main currency and everything to be
Mhm.
based off of. But I can double check that in terms of like what kind of currency pairs exist on the futures and everything. And I haven't really looked into it too much, but I just myself here, I was like, I wanted to see, even I just wanted to know what the specs were for futures on CAD USD here.
Mhm.
And it looks like every tick, every 0.0000000. So every 0.00005 is $5. So
Oh, okay.
um, so that's one,
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, that would be my first thing I'd have to do is just figure out the integers and everything as far as pricing goes.
Yeah, goes out to what to the 100,000th place in decimal is where it goes out to.
Wow.
So it's five decimal places out, and it goes by every tick being 0.00005 is each tick, and each of those ticks is worth $5. So of
Yeah, we
price
kind of have
fluctuation as minimum.
yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of have a similar kind of silly nuance in Forex world. I mean, yeah, if I look at dollar Canada just as an example, it's typically like a 1.38 or 1 point something. But then when you look at it on an aspect of a dollar yen, obviously everything changes. The pips basically move like two different spots, a couple different spots. So like, let's see here. It's like, let's just say for the dollar CAD, zooming all the way in here. Yeah. Basically, your pip is going to be the second to the last digit from the right. So we'd be looking at, right here, we'd be looking at basically 1.3842. So the 2 is the single digit pip, and then 4 to 42 pips, 842 pips, et cetera, et cetera. But it's a little different on the yen pairs. So basically everything shifts to the left 2 digit. So like if I zoom in on the dollar yen, zoom in all the way down, then yeah, your pip on here would actually be the second digit instead of the fourth digit like it is on all the other pairs. Because you
Yeah.
only have a 0.718 as an example. So you got 3 digits to the right of the decimal, but on dollar CAD, you got 5 digits to the right. So it's always going to be the second from the right. But again, you go to the dollar yen and everything shifts to the left a couple pips. So, or a couple
Yeah.
integers, I
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
say. Definitely can get confusing to people the first time trying to learn how to read them.
Yeah. And by the way, so just to, to give the overview here, I just wanted to like succinctly look at this on the good old Google here. And CME offers a wide array of currency futures, primarily featuring the US dollar paired against other major world currencies. So you got the G10 currencies essentially, and everything would be other currency over USD, which is what are the most liquid and offered pairs.
Okay.
There are emerging markets currency pairs offered as well, versus USD. But then as far as like non-USD pairs, they do exist, but there's like alternative mechanisms. It says that you can trade through the CME via like FX link for trading spreads and all this other stuff. So that stuff we wouldn't be too concerned about. But yeah, you'd be trading everything essentially. The flip on the flip side would be Euro USD, JPY USD, JP. So when you're trading JPY USD, you've got, you know, the most absurd looking, you know, talk about integers, like, you know, you're trading 0.0068105. Like that's what the chart looks like instead of trading, you know, 147 yen. Yeah. Instead of trading 147 yen to the dollar.
I figured out the yen pairs, so I'm sure I could figure that out too.
Right. I didn't even realize we're already over time. So
yeah, we are. Well, here's my other chart. So yeah, it's sitting about 2K right now over here. But yeah, I got stop loss in a similar spot, just under that same wick.
Let's go.
Looking good.
Awesome.
But yeah,
great
that's
trade,
it,
man.
Brother. Yeah. It's a good day. We'll see you on the other side of the shutdown.
Yeah, at least one of us was in a good trade before this shutdown. So I'll catch you on Thursday, but I know you'll be on Quiet Markets tomorrow as well. So but I'll catch you Thursday. Have a great trading session tomorrow, and have a great night, everybody. Have a great night, chat. Have a great night, Coach Tiger.
All right, you too. Enjoy, chat. Thanks a lot, back in.
See you.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.